Alrighty. Hello. You probably noticed my Frog and Toad shirt. I got this like a few months ago because in second grade, I had a teacher that were to play Frog and Toad for us. And I remember they were funny as fudge. Like they did some stupid stuff in that show that made me laugh. And I thought it was a sweet show because, you know, it was all about friendship and stuff, and they really loved each other. And not only that, but, you know, it makes me think of me and my mom, because I have such a really close relationship with my mom. We joke around all the time, and, you know, on a rare occasion, we'll get into just a tiny spat, but most of the time, you know, we just joke around. We're always having fun, and we're always smiling. Every time we're around each other, we give, like, a lot of positive energy, so I got it because I consider my mom my best friend and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, just wanted to make a quick video because, you know, trying to get stuff out there. And this is the first time I'm using my phone holder. I tried to record with my phone holder on the dashboard, but freaking the sticky thing kept going off. So I put it on the windshield so you guys are hanging like Spider-Man, and it's been sticking on pretty good. I hope I didn't jinx myself and stuff like that, but oh well. But anyway, today we had a really good chest and tricep day today. And it was a little nostalgic because we went back to my very first gym, my old gym that I used to work out for first year and a half. Because today it's December, and this month, December, proclaims my 2-year anniversary of going to the gym. I've been going to the gym for 2 years. Well, the whole self-improvement journey, I would say. It last June, I think in June, before July, I'm sorry, I just, my intrusive thoughts are just going, I just had to get that out on the screen, sorry. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. I was just so tempted to do that in front of the camera, just do something stupid. I wasn't gonna do that at the very beginning, but anyway, okay. June, right? We switched over to Planet Fitness because I think I said before that I went to my hometown community center's gym. Well, that's not gonna leave my mind for a while. I went to my hometown community center's gym. And like in the 4th or 5th month of going there, they redid the whole gym. They put in new equipment because the equipment there was old. It was like from 1990s. It was kind of cool because, you know, old equipment feels very like strong and tough. But yeah, they had new equipment and it was pretty good and nice. And you know, I just went there. That was my gym. The only bar that they had there was a Smith machine that had a slight incline to it, so it was perfect for chest, but horrible for legs. And I'll probably explain that later as to why squatting on a Smith machine that has an incline is absolutely horrible. Maybe not in this video, but another video in the future. So yeah, anyway, I went to this gym for the first, year and a half, and then I switched to Planet Fitness. I know Planet Fitness because, it's such a cringe gym. No, Planet Fitness has improved immensely, especially my Planet Fitness, because they added free weight bars where I could finally squat and bench without, the thingies on the side, and controlled movement. And they also remodeled the whole, did a whole renew of the gym, add new equipment, and they got rid of 2 cardio rows. Thank the Lord, because that was so stupid having so much there. But yeah, my Planet Fitness that I go to is awesome. It's amazing, and I switched over there because, like I said, they had free weight and more variety over there. But today we went back to my old gym because I wanted to bench on a Smith machine, which, they do have Smith machines at the Planet Fitness I go to, but they're straight up and down. The Smith machine in my first gym at the LCC, which that's what I call, my hometown community center's gym, LCC, it's short for that. They had a Smith machine with a slight incline, so that's perfect for benching and stuff. So I went back there, and I had a really good workout there. I really got tension and the stretch, and I got a good pump for my chest and triceps, because whenever I do chest, I also work triceps. And I think it was because the machines there are more better for, like, you know, they just, I think we're designed a little better. Either that I'm not trying hard enough on the Planet Fitness machines, but the machines there were really good. And with the chest fly, the pec fly machine, I got a really good stretch, really good feel to it. And it just felt like I was like a level 50 person going back to like a level 10 or 5, you know, like area. So, you know, that was quite nice and all that kind of such. And it was a nice workout. But I want to talk about Smith machine in terms of bench pressing a little bit, because there's a lot of people that are trying to increase their bench press. Oh, there's a couple cops waiting over there. Hopefully I'm going the speed limit. If not, this will be the first video you see me get pulled over. All right. Well, probably, hopefully not. But anyway, so as many of you know, I am on the road to bench press 275. Hopefully by the end of this year. But if not, we keep going. And I've been looking up a whole lot of stuff, a whole lot of ways and tips to increase my bench press. I watch a lot of Julius Maddox. He is an amazing bench presser. He's the world's best bench presser that's pretty much ever lived. I watch a lot of him and stuff like that, and a little bit of Eddie Hall and some Jay Cutler and a tiny bit of Sam Sulek. I don't watch Sam Sulek a lot. I know everyone watches Sam Sulek and stuff like that, but I mean, he's cool. I just, you know, prefer to watch the other dudes because, you know, I've been looking up a lot of bench pressing tips, and I've managed to figure out like a little routine and stuff. So what I've discovered about the thing about Smith machine bench press, right? Doing Smith machine bench pressing will really increase your strength in bench press. It will really make you feel the tension, that stretch and the pressure on your muscles and stuff like that, which is good because, you know, doing a Smith machine on bench pressing, you don't have to worry about stabilization. You know, you already have a set path, so your muscles are already like, okay, you like lifting and stuff like that, you're already set. Now, there's two kinds of Smith machines that are out there that I've noticed. There's the ones that are straight up and down, and ones that have a slight incline. So the ones that are straight up and down are perfectly fine to do with bench pressing. They'll boost your strength, but the ones that have a slight incline to it will, I believe, help you get the best pump that you ever have, because with bench pressing and stuff, the path of doing that, you kind of have to, because of the incline to it, the movement of bench pressing when you're doing free weights, you know, it's not necessarily straight up and down. You're kind of going up and then going down a little bit. So the Smith machine with incline helps with that and really gets you that good stretch and that nice sense of direction. But however, I wouldn't do the Smith machine bench press all the time, because if you're trying to get a bigger bench and stuff like that on a free weight, this is what I did on the first, you know, like a year and a half, or ever since my old gym got remodeled, and I did this for a year. The only bar that I could bench press was that Smith machine, and it was only one. This is a very tiny gym. Like crowded is like 4 or 5 people. That's how small the gym was. I mean, it had everything I needed, but you know, it was small. But I was so used to doing bench press on the Smith machine. And then when I switched over to Planet Fitness to try the free weights, when I tried bench press there, I almost killed myself because my stabilization was off. I wasn't used to, I had to use the right movement because there was no set pattern for me. I had to discover that. So that's a big thing though. And a lot of people will do only Smith machine bench press, and you can bench pretty heavy on that, but like if you really want to take it to the next level and become strong, and the bench press is determined mostly by the free weights. should I say. So, yeah. But eventually, with bench pressing on the free weights for a while, I finally figured out, the right movement, the right stability and pattern and everything like that. I got into the groove of that. But, yeah. So what I would recommend is doing Smith machine bench press maybe every other week, once for your chest workout. And I might honestly do that because, like I said, Smith machines will really help with your strength and building muscle because, like I said, the already set motion, the pattern that you're already going for. But it was really nice to bench on the Smith machine. Oh, that felt really good. The only thing is that it didn't, of course, with a Smith machine, you have to move your own chair. And I'm one of those people that have to move the chair over, right, left, and up and down to find the right movement. So when I was benching, like, one pec felt a little bit more stretched, so I had to switch up movement and stuff. But eventually, it felt pretty good for the most part. So I was doing like the Fiesta dance or something like that, just moving it and just, eventually got the right pattern. If I ever buy my own bench press, like my own home gym, hopefully one of my dreams, and I buy like a bench press little station, I'm going to have the bench attached to the racks. That way I can be able to not move the bench, all over the place on God's green earth. And I can finally be able to be used to that kind of position because that's the correct position and stuff like that. I have a bench that's like that at home, but it's like really peanuts and wimpy. But yeah, Smith machine will really help. And like I said, I would do them every other week, once for one of your chest workouts. That way you can still have good stability and form with bench pressing. Let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to take a rest day. Usually tomorrows are my cardio days, but as of late, my back has been killing me. I've been feeling like an old man, freaking man, just walking around. Because every time I'm working and stuff like that, I have to bend down. Like my back just kind of, so it feels like someone like punched my back. Well, I mean, not really, but it's just, it's like my mid-back, right in the middle. So I'm trying to take it easy then. I'm going to try and, eat clean but big tomorrow to be able to take in enough protein and calories, not only help recover, but grow, and just take it easy. And we're probably going to do cardio on maybe Sunday. It is very important to not skip cardio. Wait, did I say that right? Yeah. No. I can't brain right now, but it's very important to do your cardio. There we go. So, I'm all over the place today. Yeah, because I'm a firm believer in cardio will help keep you in great shape, make you feel awesome, and help with strength and building muscle because, you're training your endurance, your stamina. You're also, you're also burning calories to be able to eat more, and overall you'll have a lean look. Not necessarily burning fat because you're bulking and stuff like that, but you're still doing cardio, so it helps keep your body look decent. But yeah, so I'm a firm believer in doing cardio. So, like Sam Sulek and everyone else in the whole world once said, never skip your cardio, right? I know you've been skipping cardio. I love that moment in one of Sam Sulek's videos. Recently I've been watching a lot of Rich Piana. Now, like, there are some things that Rich Piana says, not like that are not controversial. Like, everything he says is amazing, but the thing that I'm talking about is like his training methods and stuff like that. Like that 8-hour arm workout thing where you're doing this much weight and then you go heavier and stuff like that. Like, nah, I'm pretty sure he was making shit up and just trying to, make it for dramatic effect. But no, most of Rich Piana's stuff is so inspiring, so like powerful. And it always makes me feel motivated because, and every day, like every day I find like a new Rich Piana, not necessarily video, but like a little clip of something he says that's so powerful and stuff like that. Like the other day he was talking about how work is actually is important, how us, you know, humans are supposed to love work because work gives us purpose, you know? It gives us meaning, and it keeps our mind occupied, instead of, you know, feeling stress and down and depression and all that kind of stuff. Because there was a talk, I think from a monk, on a video that I saw where he was saying, like, you know, people back then did not have depression, they didn't have anxiety, they didn't even know what those were. And the reason why is because they always kept themselves busy. They always worked, you know? They give themselves purpose. They keep themselves going because they had to survive. They had to get their own food, grow their own stuff, and all that kind of shenanigans, you know, to feed their children, themselves, their wives. They had to do stuff to, you know, be able to live decently and all that kind of stuff. So they were always working, so they didn't know what like depression and stuff like that was. And they were always, you know, and they were probably, guarantee you, the most humblest people out there. So yeah, I mean, stuff like that, Rich Piana is so inspiring and stuff like that, and I would strongly encourage you all to watch him. Now of course, you know, very unfortunate that he passed away, but we all know why. You know, the use of steroids and a lot of drug enhancing stuff. But I mean, honestly, when it comes down to that, like, I really don't care, because as long as you're an honest person and you're doing things to better yourself, you're not like an a-hole, and like I said, if you're honest and respectable about things, they're perfectly fine. So with all that being said, yeah, I'm driving on my way to work, but I thought of just recording a video because, like I said, I have my my phone stand here, and I was really excited to use it, and I was like, oh, I was gonna use it like in 2 days next time I got home from the gym, but I was like, you know what, I'm really wanting to use this right now, so so I'm really glad that I'm doing this. Woo! About time. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to share today, and just start talking and stuff like that. But and hopefully that, you know, hopefully that, and I lost what I was going to say. You know, I hate that when that happens. But anyway, I think, oh yeah, hopefully my advice to help with like the Smith machine and stuff like that, because I know there's a lot of us who are trying to get a bigger bench, and a lot of us neglect on the Smith machine. And I hate the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, the Smith machine is for, you know, pussycats and this and that. I was like, no, it's such a great muscle builder. It really helps with strength. I mean, I'll agree that it's not ideal to do all the time, you know, like I did before. I mean, it did increase my strength, but when I went to the free weight bench press, oh, I almost like died because I was holding that bar all over the place because I couldn't find the right movement, since I was so used to a bar already on a set pattern. But Smith machine, awesome. I would encourage you guys to do that, and I hope you all have a good workout, and I hope you all grind hard and live every day like as if it's your last. My camera turned. Every time I make a sharp turn, the phone holder does like move like that. So that is just one issue, but we're good. I mean, I was perfectly fine driving all this way. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and comment down below, you know, what else you guys would like me to talk about, or any kind of advice, because I've been doing this stuff for 2 years. Woo! This month, December, marks 2 years. And it's been a journey. Oh yes, it's been a journey, but hopefully that 275 bench is coming soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Remember, grind hard. Bye-bye.